Well, welcome to a carp fishing concrete jungle, and anyone that recognised the backdrop will know exactly where I am, and I'm at the Wharf in Cardiff. Now, this is very different to what I'm used to. I am completely out of my comfort zone. The setting of the Cotswolds is usually A, full of grass, B, fairly quiet, so this is in complete contrast. It's a very yin and yang compared to the sort of fishing that I'm familiar with, but I'm really looking forward to it. I've got 36 hours here with a friend Mal, who's kindly invited me down, and wow, I've been here since about 4:30, done a couple of laps, and it's just so much to see. So much to see, so much going on. You've got flats over there, people just waking up, you've got a procession of joggers, you've got a procession of people going to work, the public, dog walkers, you've got a big construction site over there that's building something, and I have no idea what, and at the bottom end you've got loads of shops, so on paper it doesn't feel like a carp fishery, but rest assured, if anyone that's kept an eye on the Wharf over the last couple of years will know that actually it's a big carp fishing concrete mecca, and that's testament to the fishery management team. You know, Mal speaks very highly of them, and they've done a fantastic job. You know, the old fish are still growing, and there's plenty of big fish in here. Actually, they got to about 48 pound, I believe, and in fact the fishery management team have had a great stocking policy, so there's younger fish coming through, so there's everything you need from a fishery. So the fishery looks in good hands, and you know, the stock's secure for many generations to come, which is great. But what that also gives the angler, like myself, is you don't actually know what you're going to catch. You might catch a small fish, or you might catch a real big concrete monster. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've never seen the place, I have no idea about tips, tactics, but yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum already. When you look at the shape of the fishery, it's long, it's got concrete sides, and it actually feels like if I was fishing right here, it looks like I'd be dropping them off the edge of a pier. You know, the railings are very familiar with most people that have ever walked or seen the Wharf, but yeah, I'd love to be able to catch one of their carp. You know, I'd love to have that lovely urban picture with a crane or the railings behind me. That's what you want, isn't it? But who knows? I don't know whether it'll be successful, but one thing I'll do is I'll bloody try hard to put something on the bank, because I haven't got long. I've got to be back at the factory within the next day or so, because it's really busy at Baitworks HQ, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth stuck into this. It's going to be an in and out sort of session. I'm going to travel light, I'm going to keep on my toes, and yeah, as I said, I've seen a couple this morning. As I left the house at 3 o'clock, I feel, you know, I'm running on adrenaline at the moment. Anyone that's ever been fishing and has got a session, especially somebody who's never been before, booked in, you can't sleep, can you? I haven't slept. I set the alarm for 3 and I was up way before then. So I was on the road at 3:30, coffee in hand, met Mal at about 4:45, and as I say, I've done a couple of laps and I've seen a few, but they're pretty spread out. But yeah, it's not offering a nucleus of fish that I can drop on and think, right, there they are. So I'm going to continue my journey. I'm going to wear my trainers out because yeah, it's pretty heavy on the feet, and if I find a few carp, great, I'll drop on them very quickly and I can deploy a couple of simple sort of PVA bag tactics and try and nick a bite. If I don't, I'm going to take in the delights that the Wharf has to offer, and I might even stop at the Holiday Inn Express and have a pint on my travels. So is it too early? 11 o'clock for a pint? Probably is. I'll just find some carp. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. Well, as you can see, I'm bivvy bound. I've got the shelter up, because typically, just chatting to Mal 20 minutes ago, deciding where we were going to go. Obviously Mal's got up to the left there, and literally this dark cloud come over and the heavens have absolutely opened, and it's just been torrential for the last 45 minutes. So sort of quickly put the bivvy up, and in fact there's a few things that Mal told me to bring before I arranged this session. He said, Mike, don't forget screws, metal washers, gaffer tape, and cable ties. That was it. Cable ties was the other thing. Now, 4 things you'd never associate with carp fishing, not really ever. So but I can see why. You know, I've chucked the shelter up. I can't get no pegs in. It's brick. It's a pavement. So I've had to screw my bivvy down, little sort of 2-inch screws with the metal washer on, just to keep the bivvy sort of from blowing away. And they go down through the bricks in the pavement. Obviously, you're not damaging anything. It's just going down through the sediment between the bricks. The cable ties or the gaffer tape is to gaffer tape or cable tie your buzzer bars to these railings. Now, fortunately, I haven't had to do that. I've managed to find a little bit of grass with a long bank stick and push it at the front. But what I have got just here is bungee cords strapping my rods to the railings, so they're not going anywhere, just in case I get a take. If I didn't have that, they'd just slide off. So that'd be a bit chaotic. But yeah, so I've set up. I've got a couple of rods out. I found a spot about 30 yards out. I don't want to cast too much, you know, I don't want to disturb the area. I'm not here for very long, and I haven't got the opportunity to just sit and bait and wait. I've literally tried to, I'm trying to get lucky really and get a quick bite. So I've had a couple of chucks with a light lead, and about 30 yards out, it's gone down with a right crack. Now, in close, it's really deep. It's about, at a guess, 17, 18 foot. It just keeps going down and down and down. So I went a bit further, and it just went down a lot quicker. I'm probably, at a guess, 12, 13 foot. That's good enough. That sounds like it could be an area. It could be a patrol route. It's not very wide in this part. Actually, this is the narrowest part of the wharf, I think. It's about, I guess, maybe 120 yards across, maybe 100 yards. So it almost, in my mind's eye, maybe they're funneling through here if they're travelling from one end to the other. I don't know, but it's a starting point. The weather's meant to improve a little bit later on. It's meant to get a bit brighter, so I'll be able to get out of this bivvy and just assess the area, make sure I'm in the right area and I've got the right spots. I haven't put any bait out yet, as I said. I've just got some little hook bags. And what's quite good is Ben Smith, a friend of mine, didn't know he had a ticket actually, but he has. He's come down and joined us. He's got a couple of days off work, and he's actually set up further down the bank, and I can see him down there getting set up in the rain. So yeah, there's 3 of us now, all spread out. I think we've got a good chance of catching one, you know. The weather's spot on, and what's the term? It feels kind of carpy. Well, I've only had the rods out about an hour. It's just brightened up. I was just contemplating what I should do really. Should I reel in and go for a walk, because I was jumping in the bivvy because of the rain quite quickly. I just got a text from Mal and he's caught one already. I haven't even had a chance to even settle into the swim and yeah, get myself sorted really. So, but that's good news. Mal's got one. That's what we came for. He's fished it before. He's got a bit of an inside track and he knows what he's doing. So I'm going to go down there and have a little look at that fish, take the camera, take a few pictures, and he tells me it's down to his lucky spoon. So I have no idea what this spoon's all about, but if it's lucky, I'm going to go and give it a rub. Well, that certainly fired me up. seeing one on the bank, and what was really evident is that fish had a little tiny mouth. Mal's mentioned before that a lot of the fish in here have got really small mouths, don't know why, just might be the strain of carp, or yeah, not too sure, but it certainly made me think about what tactics I'm going to use for tonight. So I'm going to fish with some little tiny barrels, tiny little 8x13mm barrels, and yeah, I might just drop the hook size down a little bit. I don't know if that'll make any difference, but yeah, really nice to see one. And I had a little rub of the lucky spoon, so yeah, the night's drawing in. I just need to get myself sorted, get a few rigs sorted, probably put some fresh hooks on, and yeah, full of anticipation. It's always nice on your first night, isn't it? You have no idea what the night has in store. You don't know what the patterns of the carp are like, but seeing that one there, that's really fired me up, and I want one myself. With this big crane in the background, like I said at the start, if I can get one with a lovely urban backdrop, for me that'll be a big tick in the box and it'll be job done. So let's get some rigs sorted, let's get some bait out, and yeah, time to settle in for the night. Well, best laid plans and all that. I've just sorted the rods out, just tied the baits on, and the phone rings, and it's James, who's one of the fishery bailiffs down at the wharf here. He's right down the other end of the lake from me, and by all accounts he's got a nice mirror in the net, so never going to give up an opportunity to see another wharf fish on the bank, and that's the least I can do, you know. James said come on down and have a little go, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I actually haven't spent much time here. I've done a couple of laps of course, but this is more urban down this end, all the shops, etc. So yeah, I'm looking forward to capturing a carp in the classic wharf background of those pillars. So I'll see you in a minute. He's a really cool carp, isn't he?
It's lovely.
I'll take that. Feel out of place catching that carp in a gin clear Cotswold gravel pit. Look at that. Oh, and with the classic, what I wanted to see, wharf urban pillar background. Well done, mate. It's a very special carp, that. Thank you. Oh, that was well worth doing a lap, but in fact I did 2 laps because I left my glasses and my hat on James's bed chair, so I've had to just run back again. I'm absolutely exhausted, a little bit sweaty, but the lake's come alive, you know. It's gone flat calm now, the night's drawing in, and it's looking good for a bite. But despite my lack of bad luck having to do 2 laps of the lake, Mal's just arrived, and one of the big benefits, I guess, of fishing in an urban venue is you can order a takeaway to your swim. So my Deliveroo, which is the name of Malcolm, has just arrived at the same time as me, and he's got us a nice curry, I think. So look, what's he got?
There you are, Michael, as ordered.
Lovely,
your
mate.
Chicken dansack, pompadons, and your other bits and bobs.
What's the bits and bobs? What have you got for me?
I think you had a mango chutney, mushroom rice,
yeah,
and a garlic naan.
More importantly, what did you order?
I went for one of the hot ones.
Yeah.
It's called a korma.
A korma?
Why are you laughing?
Mate, you may as well eat a bowl of milk.
You misunderstand a korma, don't you? We ask them to spice it up, and it's literally lava in a pot.
Is it?
It's very hot. I'd let you have some, but you'd probably cry.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Mate, that's very kind of you. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy that. Once I get some rods out, because as you can see, they're all still lent up against the bivvy, and it's getting dark fast. But mate, be lucky. And yeah, I'm surprised you haven't bust out one of your super famous gags that you like to deliver to me every day. Got
if
one
you
for
insist.
Go on, give me one.
2 teddy bears in the airing cupboard. Which one's in the army?
Which one's in the army?
Yeah.
No idea.
The one on the tank.
Mate, be lucky tonight.
And you.
And hope you catch one. And give us a shout if you do, mate, and I'll be down with the camera. Tight lines, buddy. Well, it's nearly 12 o'clock now, and I'm absolutely exhausted. Being up so early and sort of full of anticipation, the adrenaline's sort of worn off now and getting towards the end of the day, and I'm certainly looking forward to getting in my bag and trying to get some sleep. But it's been a really enjoyable and eventful day, having seen Mal's fish and obviously getting to see James's fish just as the light was fading. You know, I really want one myself. These Wharf carp are so cool. I'd love to put one of these in the album before I got to go tomorrow. And I've managed to get the rods out. They went out just on dark. I put 20 or so spoms out in the area, on that real hard area where it sort of comes up on the hump. And yeah, everything's gone perfect. You know, I've got 3 rods on the area over some sort of whole cremino, some chops, some crumb, a little bit of pellet, and actually I had about half a pint of maggots in the car from when me and my son went pole fishing last week. So they've gone in the mix as well. I just hope the breams stay away. Now, as you can hear, the dual carriageway is still busy. It's still really, really busy, really noisy, and it's really strange to have a dual carriageway sort of 15 yards behind my bivvy. But Mal reassures me as I say that, well, you know, you'll get used to it, and it's part and parcel of the experience of fishing on the wharf. So I'm really looking forward to turning these lights out in a minute and trying to get a bit of sleep. Me and Ben sort of whiled the evening away digesting that curry on the park bench there, and just sat there sort of 10 yards down the way between here and the crane, and yeah, it flattened off. And I actually thought I'd seen one. Now I'm not 100% sure, it might have been a bream, but yeah, it's you can see the ripple line, and you can see all the lights on the far bank are sort of glowing up the area where I'm fishing. Really, really unusual, I've got to admit. But yeah, while it's still light over there, I'm looking forward to turning my light off because I'm absolutely exhausted. So I'm going to sign off, and with a bit of luck, I'll have some good news in the morning. But for the time being, it's time to get my head down. Well, while I've got a little gap in the joggers and the dog walkers this morning, I thought I'd just quickly check in, and sadly it just hasn't happened. I'm a bit gutted, to be fair, after seeing Mal's and James' fish. So I really wanted to catch one, but yeah, it's been interesting. It's been an interesting trip. The fish were active last night as well over the baited area, so I'm really surprised. I mean, it's still early, I've still got time. What is it? It's 6:10. The road's busy, everyone's going to work, and city life has began. But yeah, I'm a little bit disheartened, to be fair. I honestly thought I might have picked one up, but you know, that's carp fishing. I ain't got long, and the factory and Baitworks is calling. But oh, that's a bite. Ben. Oh yeah. It's not a bad one, is it? Well done, mate. It was snapped on the bottom again. Sort of made it, hasn't it? let's see if we can just get him up for a quick look, a quick pick, just to cement the memory, excuse the pun, in the concrete jungle. And yeah, that'd be worth celebrating over a cup of coffee in a minute. Let's have a look, see if I can get him to be good. He's about 25, 26 pound, I think. Lovely Wharf common. Little snub nose on him. It's quite distinctive actually. A lot of these fish have got little small mouths, I've noticed. The one that Mal caught got little small mouths, so I've been fishing little tiny barrels, 8x13, and that was oh, he had a little flinch then. And that was what was the downfall of this lovely concrete cracker. And he's absolutely splattered my glasses. Well, just a quick couple of seconds on the other side. The wind's cacking in, you can probably hear it on the microphone. And we've had a procession of joggers, dog walkers. The steelworks next door is crashing and banging. And this is everything I wanted the Wharf to be. So a great experience, completely different to the Sleepy Hollow that is the Cotswolds. And thank you very much. Let's get you back. Lovely. Well, the morning's been a great success. All the stuff's on the barrow now, and yeah, catching that common's really made my trip. It was an absolute concrete cracker and just what I came for. But it didn't end there, because I put that one back and me and Ben had a double take, literally just as I was packing the gear away. So yep, and that sort of was the cherry on the cake, and I thought, that's it, got to walk back to the car now. But Ben, literally last knockings, one of his other rods has gone off, so I'm going to go down here and try and capture it on the camera just to finish it off. Well done, mate. Excellent, well done. Do, Ben? That's not bad. Well, that's it. My urban adventures come to an end, and do you know what? It really was the most enjoyable trip I've had for a long time. The company you keep is sometimes just as important as the carp you catch, and to spend some time with Mal and to see Ben, you know, surprised to see Ben, but it was lovely to see him, and to see them catch fish. You know, it's always nice to share their captures, and to see them fish really well. You know, it was really, really good, and what was evident is you can catch the Wharf carp on a variety of tactics, you know. Ben was casting solid PVA bags to show him fish, and he kind of kept those rods in and out all over the duration of the trip. Mal scattered a bit of bait out and sort of fished to what he's seen, and he's seen a show and sort of sat tight, and again that worked. And I just sort of kept the bait going in on a sort of semi-regular basis, not too much, and it seemed to sort of keep the fish there. Had a few bream as well, but I think that's par and parcel for the course. So I'm done. You know, the urban adventure has come to an end, and it's a massive thank you from me to all the fishery team at the Wharf. You know, it was a real pleasure to spend a couple of days there and sort of experience what the Wharf has to offer, and it's a fantastically run fishery. So a big thumbs up for me. You know, it'd be a bit strange now going back to the Cotswolds and having no light pollution, having no noise, missing that road behind me, but I've got about an hour's drive to go. Gonna fuel the tank with yet more urban delights of a McDonald's, and I guess I just want to say a big sorry to Mal, because we bullied him into having a curry last night, and he definitely didn't want it. So, and I know he didn't want it because he sent me a message and on WhatsApp, a little recorded message, and it's had me in stitches. So sorry Mal, I really apologise for bullying you into having a korma, but yeah, listen to the message. I'll sign off with that. Till next time guys, see you soon.
Mate, I can hardly move. I think I've got 3 or 4 babies growing inside of me. And, as a footnote, that korma was pretty spicy. I don't know what they do. I did read something on their website just now because I was curious. Every 3 years, they send 2 members of staff to a country that's got an active volcano. And what they do is they collect some of the lava. They bring it back and they harvest it in the kitchen and they add it to this korma. Apparently korma in Welsh is volcano. I reckon I'm bed tonight.
Sorry Mal, we didn't mean to bully you into having a curry mate, but yeah, thanks mate, thanks for a really enjoyable trip, and here's to the next time.